Hello and welcome back to the Movie Attic. I'm Mike, and as I've said before, this is the Attic where I discuss and review movies, DVDs, Blu-Rays, and 4Ks for all the nice people out there in YouTube land. If you're a long time watcher of the show or the YouTube channel, of course you have my condolences. But I have some new shorts. There's that pair. And there's that pair. So with winter fastly approaching, that'll probably be all the shorts I have until the spring. So yeah, check them out. But enough of that nonsense. Today's big movie is, in the spirit of Halloween, I guess, Demon Pond. Just like the last episode, I have a piece of paper with some information just to make the channel a little better, I guess. It's from 1979, 124 minutes in color, aspect ratio of 1851, Japanese with English subtitles. I knew as soon as I saw this was coming out, it's by Criterion, by the way, that I was going to get it. I have probably more Japanese movies and TV shows than I have of any other foreign films. So I went to my local Barnes & Noble. They had it, of course. It was not on sale, other than these things are like 30% off whenever they come out brand new, so I did get 30% off, plus I think I had a $5 coupon. So, what's the story about, you might ask? Well, in short, the story is a guy on a journey. I believe he's looking for his friend who went missing about 3 years prior. Turns out he's in this little hut up on a hill or a mountain with this woman, and he apparently rings this bell 3 times a day that keeps the demon in the pond and not, I guess if it's not rung, the bell's not rung, legend has it, if the bell's not rung, then it'll flood the town that's down below. So that's what he does. His friend that came to find him tries to whisk him away back to civilization, but he's married to this woman who's, like I say, in the hut with him. And I don't know what her relationship is completely with the demon from the pond. Which, the name was very deceptive. I was expecting something, I don't want to say a little more scary, but something a little more scary, I guess. Because it didn't seem like either part of that title was quite right. It didn't seem like she was a demon, and it really didn't seem like that was a pond. It looked more like a lake. So anyway, it's that situation. There's like three relationships in the whole movie. There's the relationship between the guy and his best friend. There's the relationship between, of course, the guy and his wife. And then there's the relationship between the demon or the spiritual being and another spiritual being. And only one of those survives this whole movie intact. And I'm not going to say who it was because I don't want to spoil the movie, of course. But tune in next week and maybe I'll have it in the background somewhere what the answer is. So anyway, for a 2-hour movie, I thought it bounced along pretty good. I wasn't sitting there bored. The characters were interesting. It actually put me a lot in mind of the those yokai monster movies from the 60s. You had a guy that was like part catfish or something, and then you had a couple other guys that were part, some animal from the pond. And I think there's even a giant frog in one of the scenes and all that. So all in all, I will say this, it didn't end as I thought it would. Or should I say hoped it would. That being said, I still enjoyed it. Like I said, it put me in mind of those yokai movies, which I enjoyed all of them, even the newer one that's in that set. Yeah, I was expecting something a little more, I don't know. I don't know that scary is quite the word, like I said earlier, but something more along the lines of House, maybe. If you've ever seen House, it's like bonkers off the wall, which maybe I'll do a review here sometime of it. But overall, like I said, I liked the movie. I didn't think there was any lulls in it for me, because usually when I watch a movie, I get real interested in the characters and following them, so I don't really get bored with that. Of course, there's the back, which I didn't show, in case you want to read a lot of the information I didn't give you. Comes with a 4K disc and a Blu-ray disc, which I already took the booklet out, so I wasn't fumbling around. Always trying to improve the channel. Of course, you always get some kind of booklet or pamphlet with the Criterion that tells you all about the movie and the transfer. I will say this though for the transfer. It's one of those movies, and I might even have said it before on here. If you didn't tell somebody it was a 4K, they would never guess it was a 4K. Apparently, it was approved by the director, and with all these restorations in 4Ks, I don't know what the the movie looked like before, how extensive the restoration was, but there was a lot of stuff like specs early on in this movie, and I was quite shocked. I thought, wow, for 4K, this got a lot of specs in it. Luckily, after, I don't know, it was about 10 or 15 minutes, they kind of settled down a bit, but I think there was specs in it throughout the movie, just not as bad as that beginning was. There's some soft shots, which I think that was a lens choice. There was also some spots where the grain was heavier than others, but some of those shots were like with the special effects, and if you know how they do these special effects in some of these Japanese movies, the quality's going to dip when you see those special effects. I don't know if there's a way around, fixing that or what. But like I said, overall, I loved the movie. Well, I don't know if I loved the movie. I'd watch it again. So if I was to rate this movie, I would give it probably 7.5 rolls of pink insulation out of 10. Like I said, it wasn't boring. It reminded me of the yokai monster movies, which I like. It didn't end quite as the way I'd hoped, but it was a decent ending. Don't regret buying it. So if you have this movie, or you've seen the movie, or you know what the movie looked like before the restoration and thought they did a really good job, which they could have, leave a comment down in the comments section. I'd love to discuss it, of course, because I like talking movies. I know you can't tell from this show, because this show is like, you know. So, until next time, when I'm in the attic with a completely different movie, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.